Live from clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 6:30 p.m.
Now at 6:30, a big plan that would change a local landmark forever. How plans for a pier at Cocoa Beach are moving forward. Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30, getting results. Thank you for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
And I'm Justin Mormith. And there's no surprise at what tops the most read and shared story on clickorlando.com tonight. Tom Sorrells is off. He's on vacation, but as he announced last night, soon our chief meteorologist will be retiring. We're going to have details on his last day and how viewers are already sharing their thanks and their memories. Also, every 10 years, the government counts us, people. Every year, Florida holds a census for alligators, and which local lakes hold the most gators may surprise you. A spoiler, Lake Jessup is not number one. Our top trending stories coming up a little later.
But we start at 6:30 tonight with another record of extreme heat as we take a live look at downtown Orlando from our Light Orlando Delivering Hope camera. Let's get right to meteorologist Samara Kokinas, who is in for chief meteorologist Tom Sorrells tonight. Samara.
That's right, Ginger. So it was a hot and humid day, and we felt like the triple digits while high temperatures peaked in the mid to upper 90s. And that trend is going to continue as we head into the weekend. But for now, we do have some showers cooling things down in parts of Central Florida. So as I zoom in a little bit tighter here, you can see some scattered showers making their way offshore from Daytona Beach, but then a few more moving in behind it in Ormond, Holly Hill, as well as Daytona Beach, just around and to the north of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. A few more scattered showers are on the way, making their way from the west to the east, from DeLand, making their way to the east and kind of fizzling out, losing a little bit of their oomph, so to speak, as they make their way east. But isolated showers also popping up in and around 417 or south of that, and just to the north of St. Cloud tonight, producing some moderate rain at times, but fizzling out again. So we're not looking at a whole bunch of rain for the rest of this evening. Ahead of this rain today, we got up to 96 in Leesburg, tying the record of 96 set in 1985, feeling like 103 and 104 for several hours this afternoon. As we head into this evening, though, if you're in and around the metro, I think we're going to be fairly dry. Areas to the east could see a few more showers before it's all said and done. Temperatures will fall from the low 90s to the mid 80s by about 9 o'clock tonight. Now, I am pinpointing near record heat as we head into the weekend, plus the potential to see some heat advisories. I'll have all of those details and we'll look at your rain chances too coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you. And Samara just talked about it. It's going to be very hot this weekend. Some people will be spending it outside, though, in steamy Ocala for this year's Rock the Country Festival. But officials are worried about people staying safe and hydrated. News 6's Jarrell Baker spoke to first responders about what they are doing to keep people cool.
More than 35,000 are set to jam out to Kid Rock. Jason Aldean and other country music stars this weekend at Rock the Country in Ocala under the blazing hot sun. I see you got your hat, you got your Yeti cup. Have you all been prepared to come out here to enjoy this evening?
Absolutely. We've been to a few of them, so we know the drill.
Temps are set to hit near the triple digits, but concert goers are bringing pools, coolers, campers, and more to cool off and enjoy the weekend.
Come on, get in with us.
These fun lovers, Gordon and Shelby Ivy, went to Country 500 in Daytona and other outdoor events. They say that beating the heat is all about preparing.
Keep yourself prepared. Bring in the sunscreen, the bug spray. That's what's in that bag.
Marion County firefighters and other emergency staff are also preparing. So this is something that you can move and just take anywhere.
Absolutely, totally mobile. Back here we have a water tanker truck.
Emergency Public Safety Information Manager James Lucas says they'll have more than 150 EMS, hazmat, and other crews working the two-day event.
Inside the concert venue, they have some big cooling tents. So please take advantage of those so you can go in and stay cool.
Cheers! For those planning to drink alcoholic beverages during the concert, Lucas says pace yourself with some water.
Add a bottle of water to it. That will enable you to somewhat remain hydrated, but it's very important that we're just not on a total soda kick or total alcohol kick.
Lucas says bring plenty of sunscreen, a container to refill water, and review the instructions on their website. In Ocala, Jarrell Baker, getting results, News 6.
And this heat has not been helpful to firefighters on the job, battling several fires in Volusia County. Sky 6 flew over Pearson just a few hours ago, and you can see smoke rising from the tree line there. Fire officials say this is one of 2 fires burning around the Lake George area. The other one is a few miles away in Seville. Combined, the fires have burned about 300 acres. It's believed lightning from last night's storm sparked the fires, but that's still being investigated. There's no threat to homes or businesses. People living in Flagler County may notice some smoke in the air as it's drifting north. And a reminder, most of Central Florida is under a burn ban. Flagler and Volusia counties joined the growing list this week. Officials saying conditions are just too dangerous to allow any outdoor burning or open fires. Homeowners are also being asked to clear away any dry vegetation from yards and to be extremely careful when it comes to grilling.
Well, it's a project that would dramatically change the look and feel of a local landmark, talking about the Cocoa Beach Pier. For 2 years, Westgate Resorts has been working with the city on plans to build a 6-story hotel with a parking garage and swimming pools. This week, the project passed another hurdle. News 6's James Barbero talks to the city's mayor about the growth the area is seeing.
So our reporting on the big developments in Cocoa Beach have included the new Westin Hotel, which will replace the old International Palms. Then across the street on A1A, in this open space right here, we've showed you this week how there's going to be 12 restaurants, a brewery, and a rooftop bar coming to town. And now we have an update to perhaps the most polarizing of the big projects. I'm at the Cocoa Beach Pier in the parking lot, where Westgate Resorts wants to add a parking garage and a hotel. After my first story about this in 2022, the city approved the first 2 steps toward adding the 120-room hotel and 500-car garage. Obstructing the view of the pier is part of why some locals really don't like the idea. Another big reason is they're concerned about the traffic. In a meeting Monday, Westgate told the city's planning board the garage would double the parking spaces here now.
Why are we Fort Lauderdale-ing our beautiful Cocoa Beach?
We're not Miamiing, we're not Fort Lauderdale-ing, we're not doing anything of that nature to Cocoa Beach. We are allowing limited growth, however.
So the planning board forwarded Westgate's request to rezone the pier. They need to do that to build the hotel and the parking garage back here, to the City Commission and Mayor Keith Capizzi. So Mayor, now this ball is in your court. What do you think about the project?
I think with the added parking, there's a good possibility that we could decrease some of the traffic congestion. That way you don't have to wait to try to find parking.
How do you respond to our residents who think the growth's too much at this point?
I think we haven't really had real growth in the last 20 years. So if you want to keep taxes down, we're going to need some good planned development. This is something that could possibly be that.
Westgate says there will still be public access to the beach by the pier. They also say they'll widen the sidewalk without getting rid of the bike lane. We'll continue following this debate. Until then, let us know what you think on clickorlando.com. In Cocoa Beach, Brevard County, I'm James Sparvero, Getting Results News 6.
Flagler County has to find money to keep renourishing its fragile beaches in the future. Right now, one of its options is looking to the people who live there for a county-wide tax. News 6's Molly Reed breaks down what this would mean and where it stands.
It's in super early talks right now, but taxing all residents across the county is something all of the commissioners here in Flagler are all for so far. Now, the county thinks it's going to need about $7 to $10 million per year for current and future beach renourishment projects, especially if they want to match state and federal grants.
Getting a dependable, dedicated funding source is absolutely critical to protecting everybody in Flagler County from the risk of significant storm damage.
We've shown you the beaches in Flagler, crumbling dunes, hurricanes, and even smaller storms wiping out A1A. County Attorney Al Hadid says commissioners are now figuring out how they could make this tax fair.
There is the question that, okay, so somebody, say in a lower priced home is going to pay the same amount as somebody on the oceanfront. Well, obviously, you know that's not fair. We know that's not fair.
Now, at their meeting this week, commissioners saw a few different examples of numbers ranging from about $36 per property up to over $570 per property. The amount would depend on how close you live to the beach.
Putting it all on the businesses or residents obviously isn't fair. But they're scrambling, and as well as they should be. It's the most prized commodity. And
Johnny Lugerai owns Oceanside Bar and Grill just steps from the beach. He's watched the edge of the road creep closer over the years.
I know how important the beach is. We donate whatever we can, especially our time, energy, and effort as residents and businesses anyways. So it's great to see that, the whole county is going to be supporting the state and especially the feds.
Now commissioners have another workshop on Monday to discuss this and another one in 2 weeks. If it keeps going through and it is officially approved, it could be enacted by the end of the year. In Flagler County, I'm Molly Reed, getting results, News 6.
And Flagler County workers were on the job to get results for a problem along the beach. Flagler Beach Police posted these photos online of crews adding more sand to the beach. Officials say the emergency access beach ramp at A1A and State Road 100. It's a busy and crucial location for lifeguards, law enforcement, and turtle patrol to get to the beach. The post said the ramp had been worn down by Mother Nature, but crews added plenty of sand today.
Well, Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells is on a well-deserved vacation tonight, but his big announcement is hands down the top trending story tonight on clickorlando.com. So it's the news none of us wanted to hear.
No, that's for sure. Tom announced he is retiring after 24 years here at News 6. Here's part of how he broke the news last night during News 6 at 6.
And it's strange. This is a statement I never thought I would say. I never thought I would say, hey, I'm about to be gone. But I'm going to step away from WKMG. I'm not sick. I've not been forced out. But I'm going to take a big early retirement option and get out of here a little earlier than you might think. My last day is coming up June 28th. So I'm going to be gone next week. Don't think I fell off the planet. I'll be right back. I'm going to do a little staycation, get my house ready for storm season, burn some vacation time so the company doesn't have to pay me for that. Right. So please know I'm good. I'm not being fired. I am not sick. I'm a happy camper. And
I'm sick over the news.
Yeah, we're a little sick.
Over the news. Be happy for old Tom.
We're queasy about it.
It's all good.
For 24 years, Tom has been helping Central Florida plan and prepare for severe weather. And for most of those years, answering viewer questions on Talk to Tom. In our article on clickorlando.com, you can hear Tom's own words about how he got his start in the business and what his wife and daughters think about his decision. And we know many of you are asking how you can say thanks before he officially retires at the end of the month.
And we have made that pretty easy. You can email us at memories@wkmg.com. Share your video testimonials or a note of thanks about how Tom has impacted your life and kept your family safe during a storm. Again, that email address is memories@wkmg.com. I really don't want to react to it.
No, let's not, because they go, don't cry. We're going to have a big send-off for him. Cry then.
Oh, okay. So I'll save the tears
then.
then.
Save it for now, because I can't do it.
Well, News 6 insiders, some of you just got to see the Rolling Stones for free at Camping World Stadium.
And now tickets to another big concert are up for grabs. Our second top trending story tonight. Here's the headline. Janet Jackson will rock the Kia Center when she brings her Together Again tour to town in July. And our News 6 insiders can win tickets. She'll be joined, of course, by Nelly. We're giving away 2 sets of tickets. And all you have to do is enter using this form on clickorlando.com/insider. You can enter daily for more chances to win. But be sure to enter by noon on June 13th. We'll pick 2 winners on Friday, June 14th.
No reason not to. It's free.
It's free.
Take advantage of it.
Oh my God. And I hear she puts on a great show.
I'm sure she does. Well, no surprise you are fascinated by Florida's favorite reptile. And you know how the federal government counts us up every 10 years?
Yeah.
The census, right? Well, Florida takes an alligator census every year. So the headline here, these waterways have the most gators. It comes to us thanks to our digital team's very own Christy Zizzo. And to tell us what Christy found, we turn to her colleague, clickorlando.com, and News 6 digital producer, Anthony Talcott.
All right, so tell us, Tony, which spot ranked #1?
Well, it's probably no surprise that #1 is Lake Okeechobee, with an estimated nearly 25,000 gators. It's a pretty big number. But #2 is a little bit closer to home. Now, Lake Kissimmee along the Osceola-Polk County line, where over 15,000 gators have been counted. Again, a lot of gators. And looking at our map, Lake Jessup comes in 3rd with just about 12,000. Then Orange Lake up north places 4th, and Lake Poinsett ranks 5th for the entire state. Now, in our article, Christie's put together an interactive map for both the state of Florida and one for just Central Florida alone. Now, just hover your mouse over each gator to see how many are in each lake. There are some numbers that might surprise you. For example, if you're dying to go swimming in a Florida lake and want to avoid gators, well, it might be worth heading to a couple of places like Deer Point Lake and Crooked Lake, which place last on the list. But fair warning, both of those places still have hundreds of gators each, so probably not the best idea. But you can find Christy's full story on the homepage of clickorlando.com.
Yeah.
So, Ginger, Justin,
No
does this story
surprise.
make either of you want to brave a swim in one of Florida's lakes?
What is wrong with you? You know better. We all know. I check my bathtub before I get in it, just because it's a body of water,
That's
right?
right. Oh,
They're
yeah.
everywhere.
Anywhere in Florida with water.
Yeah, we just were out there, Anthony, on Lake Toho this Monday, and the captain, John, who took us out, says, well, in this lake alone, there are more than 6,000 gators right here, like this, right here that we're riding over right now.
That's a lot of gators.
I mean, Lake Jessup, you drive over the 417 and
Yeah.
you can spot the heads, the eyes peeking out from the water. But Lake Okeechobee, obviously the biggest body of water other than the oceans, the biggest lake in the state of Florida. So it's not shocking. I don't plan on swimming in there,
No,
obviously.
just don't do it.
I'm
Don't do
curious
it.
about like Lake Brantley or Bear Lake. More folks tend to go swimming in those
Sure.
lakes.
And I bet we could find out. Now,
I know.
Tony asked us if we would go swimming in any of
No.
those, and that happens to be what we're asking our viewers to weigh in on tonight. Tonight's question of the day: would you swim in a Florida lake? No. Weigh in at clickorlando.com/react right now. Click yes or no. More than 150 of you have voted so far, and so far the no's are winning by a wide margin. Look at that. Again, make your voice heard at clickorlando.com/react, or if you have your phone handy, vote now by scanning the QR code on your screen. It'll take you right to that poll. So thanks, Tony, for bringing that to us.
Thank you, Tony. And 83% no.
Smart.
That checks. Here's a look at last night's question. If you could go to space, would you? More than 100 folks weighed in. 64% said, yes, launch me. 36% said, I'm down to Earth, so no. Again, head to clickorlando.com/react for tonight's poll. We're going to have those results for you Monday at 6:30.
An unusual summer surfing celebration is back this weekend, where you could see furry friends hanging, 20 or so when News 6 at 6:30 continues.
First, though, for more than 8 decades, they have drawn crowds with their mad roping and riding skills. As News 6 hits the road for Kissimmee, Lisa Bell takes us inside the Silver Spurs Rodeo next. You're watching News 6 at 6:30, live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Oviedo, Paisley, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to News 6 at 6:30. Next week, WKMG hits the road yet again. This time, our destination is the 34744 zip code. That includes the heart of Kissimmee and a portion of St. Cloud. And for 80 years now, people from all over the world have been coming to the 34744 to experience the Silver Spurs Rodeo.
Yeah, so News 6 anchor Lisa Bell went out to the rodeo and took a look back to its humble beginnings in the 1940s as a small gathering of Osceola County ranchers to today, the largest rodeo east of the Mississippi.
It's a fast-paced, action-packed tradition. Hooves and boots, bucking broncos, and rodeo queens. Entertaining generations of families in Kissimmee for 80 years.
In 1941, some ranchers got together and they started the quadrille and participated in some events in Tallahassee.
Sarah Berlinski is the so-called big boss of the riding club.
In 1944, they threw their first official dress rodeo, and the price of admission was a war bond.
A war bond?
Yes, ma'am. It was a way to give back to the community and support the war effort in America.
It didn't stop, though, from there.
No, ma'am.
What happened?
We just kept going and growing. They built an arena over here in Kissimmee. And I believe in 1999, we tore it down and we started on this arena.
A symbol of pride in the local community, but their reach is now worldwide.
The quadrille is a group of riders, and it's basically square dancing on horseback, and we are famous for it. They just went to actually the Rose Parade in California this year.
Today, the riding club has more than 300 members. They've held 153 rodeos, giving back hundreds of thousands of dollars to countless local charities.
When you look back at some of those early pictures, and even through the 60s, 70s, and 80s, it is so fun to see the sense of community, people coming together. And those traditions continue today.
They do. We have Rodeo Day, which was started. A lot of people don't understand that when they move in. But it's a holiday. The kids get to get the day off from school and they get to come to the rodeo and fair. There's a lot going on.
How important is this riding club and the traditions that it carries forward to this community?
Oh, it's very important. Osceola County was based on ranching and citrus, and for years and years and years, and I think it's changed most drastically probably in the last 20 to 15. So we're just trying to keep all the traditions alive.
Lisa Bell, News 6.
Well, the one thing missing from that story was Lisa writing.
I don't think that was missing.
No, that wasn't missing. She was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. And we
fine.
do hope that everyone can join us for our live broadcast all about Kissimmee. Not only the triumphs, the challenges as well. All of our newscasts will be there live next Thursday at Matador Tacos and Tapas from 4 until 7 p.m. Well, an unusual summer surfing celebration is back on Flagler Beach this weekend, one where you could see some really cute furry friends hanging 20, even though it's called the Hang 8 dog surfing competition.
This is a must-see. In 2022, Commissioner Eric Cooley, along with Wednesday, the 8-pound surfing Chihuahua, convinced the city to permit a section of the beach for this event. And since then, Matt Austin and I, we sat down with the city's mayor last year to get the whole story and find out what it takes for these dogs to surf and what makes them so special. You can watch that now online, and I highly suggest you do. Go to clickorlando.com/FFE. That stands for our podcast, which is Florida's Fourth Estate. It is such a hoot to see that little dog on that surf. It's a custom-made surfboard.
Oh, it has to be, right? Yeah. It has to be. Only the best.
I loved the part where they said there was one cat.
One
There's
cat?
always a cat.
There's always one.
There's always a cat somewhere. It was probably orange. I'm just going to throw it out there. So
You're probably safe in
think it was
doing that.
orange.
Yeah. All right, talk to us about the forecast out there. We know it's sticky and steamy.
Yeah.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm going to let you use all the other
We needed
words.
rain, but I was ready to turn the faucet off last night at my house.
my
I was like,
gosh.
okay, I'm good. That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah. Well, today it hasn't been as active. I mean, we're still seeing a few showers and thunderstorms here on the radar tonight. You can see them mainly just north of Deltona through Daytona Beach, exiting DeLand, and then also a few in southernmost Flagler County, making their way to the east, and maybe a few in and around Kissimmee, St. Cloud, and making their way to the east as well. So as the evening goes on and the sun sets, we're going to lose that daytime heating, and I think everything is just going to kind of fizzle out. But look at this high temperature temperature in Orlando today was 96 degrees. That is about 2 degrees below the average. 2 degrees below the record high temperature that was set in 1927 and about 6 degrees above average for this time of year. Now, Leesburg, different story completely. 96 degrees is what you got up to. That tied the record set in 1985. So definitely a lot of heat around Central Florida. It felt like triple digits. That sizzling heat is going to continue well into the weekend. We're talking about potentially breaking records, maybe even seeing some heat advisories because your heat indices will be ranging between 103 and 108. Now, as far as next week is concerned, things start to change a little bit. Rain chances will definitely be on the rise. So you'll notice that we'll have a better chance of more widespread scattered showers and thunderstorms, potentially bringing you some really heavy rain. But the good news for now, the tropics are nice and quiet with no development expected over the next 7 days. To our north and west is our front. That's going to settle just to the north of Central Florida, fizzling out. And then eventually an area of high pressure is going to build in, basically creating a dome over the top of Central Florida, reinforcing the dry air as well as the heat. And we could even be flirting with some heat records. But heat indices, look at this. Between tomorrow and Sunday, between 103 to 108, we could see some heat advisories issued this weekend. We'll be watching for that for you. As we head into this evening, though, all the rain checks out after sunset. And then as we head into the overnight hours, you'll notice that skies clear out. Maybe a few high clouds to start the day tomorrow. And then by the afternoon, maybe a few sprinkles. But for the most part, I think most of Central Florida is going to remain dry. Again, the tropics nice and quiet with no development expected over the next 7 days. Your overnight lows under clear skies will be in the mid to upper 70s. Here's tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
High temperatures going to rebound to 98, feeling like 103 to 108. Please take it easy in the sunshine tomorrow. Give yourself a break in the shade, stay hydrated, all that good stuff. Your rain chance is only 20%. Now let's get you some results to show you your pinpoint accurate 7-day forecast. Flirting with record heat. As we head into the weekend, only a small coverage of rain, but look at midweek. Woo, nice. 70% is your rain coverage Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even 50% heading into Friday. That'll help bring those temperatures down from the upper 90s to the upper 80s to low 90s. News 6, we'll be right back.
Thanks for watching News 6 at 6:30. Stream News 6 online anytime on our News 6 Plus Smart TV app.
We'll see you back here at 11. Take care.